Welcome back everyone, 𝘱𝘬𝘳𝘳 here. Today's video we're going over the price of Bitcoin. I'm going to be reflecting on the price of Bitcoin as it has broken below $30,000. I'm also going to be reflecting back on 2017, the top of that market, and making a few comparisons to kind of see like if we are in a bear market, where are we in comparison to 2017? So if anyone's been following me for the past couple of days, you may have seen my previous video, My House is Haunted, but don't worry, I got it blessed today by a pastor. So hopefully there won't be any crazy things happening. Watch like this thing fall off the wall. I won't touch it, but it's highly likely. So let's go ahead and get into the price of Bitcoin. This is a daily chart on Bitcoin here. We have a red 8 that is printed. The low of this candle, 29,296. It's currently 5:23 p.m. Eastern time. The current price of Bitcoin is 29,733. So we want to be keeping a very, very close eye on the bottom of this particular candle right here, which is 28,600. If Bitcoin breaks below 28,600, it's going to get even uglier. But if Bitcoin can hold this line, if it can hold this point right here, maybe, if we're lucky, we could bounce off that and then continue to the upside. But let's go ahead and take a look at some support, okay? Interesting. Okay, so I just talked about 28,600. What's really interesting is look at this level right here. Look at this candle. This is January 22nd of this year. Low of this candle, 28,800. The low of this candle, 29,150, okay? So 28,800, and the low of this one right here is 28,600. So there's a possibility, that we could bounce off that, but this is the problem. This very, very, very little support between 20,000 and, all the way up here to like 41. Very, very, very little support. And that is why we are at the point we are today. When you think of the price of Bitcoin and you think about long-term support, think about price and think about time, okay? The amount of time that we went from the low of this candle, what was that, 18,000 to the high of this candle, which was 41.4. So we went literally, Bitcoin jumped 100% in a matter of 30 days, okay? That is unsustainable. And because of that, we are where we are today with Bitcoin sitting at $29,731. The daily chart looks ugly. There's a reason why I sold 2 Bitcoin a few weeks ago. People weren't happy about it, but they weren't happy about it because they probably didn't make that decision, and now they're sitting at a loss. This is the 12-hour chart here. The low of this candle right here, 29.3. The low of this, 29,296. The 12-hour chart does not look good. We are probably going to see more room to the downside. But if Bitcoin can hold this level right here, that's going to be great. But the chances are not likely that Bitcoin is going to hold that level, and we are going to continue to the downside. These charts now on the 4-hour showing still no strength. 1-hour chart here is trading a little bit sideways, which is good. There's a little bit of hope, okay? If we can see this green 2 start trading over the green 1, the high of the green 1 is 30,000 exactly, and this green moving average crosses over the red, we have a chance for a bullish entry. Once again, I'd be putting a really tight stop loss. Really quickly, I want to know, how does the lighting look? I'm feeling a little bit red, but also the air conditioner isn't on, so I don't know if I'm just getting hot, but I'm trying out some new lighting here. Lighting really isn't my thing. I really got to adjust it, but I would love some feedback on what you think about the lighting. So please let me know in the comments down below. 30-minute chart here on Bitcoin. 30-minute chart also trading sideways, but looking decent actually. Let's see here. The high of this candle right here, 30,000, and the high of this candle right here, 30,000. So we kind of had a double top. But if we can see Bitcoin make a bit of a turnaround in the next couple of hours, make a higher high, that'll be an excellent sign. Let's go and look at the 5-minute chart on Bitcoin. So 5-minute chart here on Bitcoin, not looking good at all. So let's see, this was 1645. So right when the stock market closed, Bitcoin took a bit of a dive, and from a percentage perspective, it dropped 1% once the stock market closed. Okay, let's go and take a look at majors. Let's look at SPY. SPY here, we saw yesterday it was it was trading outside of the channel. It has continued today to trade outside of the candle. Because we saw it slightly trade out of the channel here, a little bit more here, a lot more here, okay? I'd be keeping an eye on this moving average, 1. 2, I'd be keeping an eye on this next level right here, 414. If SPY starts trading below that and making a lower low, it's going to be really trading outside of the channel, okay? Let me go ahead and extend this channel. I drew this channel a while ago. Let's see here. I think it's really probable, okay, if no stimulus is announced in the next, I'm not sure. If no stimulus is announced in the next few weeks, I think we can continue down more to the downside. So let's go ahead and take a look here at, honestly, I don't know what's going on with stimulus. I haven't checked. So let's go ahead and see new stimulus check, okay. 4th stimulus check, latest updates. When is it coming? So there is a 4th stimulus in the making. So honestly, the more it drops, the more likely it is that we're going to see that stimulus passed. So let's see. Following the success of the first 3 stimulus checks that were sent out to Americans to help provide support to the aftermath of the coronavirus pandemic, there have been repeated calls for a 4th stimulus check to be launched and sent out to low-income and medium-income households. There has been a petition with over 2 million signatures, and various politicians also have urged President Joe Biden to consider working with the IRS for a 4th stimulus check. But Biden has left the future of the stimulus check in the hands of Congress. He has repeatedly said that he is open to ideas and that he will listen to whatever Congress comes up with. But it seems the president won't take the lead on this 4th round of stimulus checks. That's really interesting. I'm sure there's a very specific motive behind that, but I'm not sure exactly what it is. You would think that Joe Biden just wants to, throw out that money all day, but I guess not. It's really interesting. Sometimes I forget we have a president. I don't know if it's because I'm living in Puerto Rico. I don't know if it's because I never watch the news. It's just sometimes I actually forget that we have a president because I feel like no one ever talks about him. So technically California has already put something through for a 4th stimulus check. Governor Gavin Newsom signed a $100 billion plan that included $600 stimulus checks for state residents. About 2/3 of Californians were expected to qualify for that. So because of what we know from the past stimulus checks, it's this long, drawn-out process. It takes so long. The very first stimulus check took weeks to get out, but we know that since after like the 3rd time, they kind of got the process going a little bit faster. It's government. We can't have high expectations for their speed at anything. Okay, so here's something really interesting. Look at this. March 26, 2020, stimulus deal includes individual checks, but don't expect the money right away. Okay, let's go back over to the charts. Okay, this is the daily chart here on SPY. All right, let's see. Let's go all the way back over here to March 2020. Interesting. Yeah, right here, front run, okay? This right here was when stimulus was announced. And what happened after that? 100% move to the upside since March of 2020. So my anticipation is that if we say a 4th stimulus passed, the same thing could happen, right? So it's just a way to artificially prop up the stock market. So I'm going to be very curious. Is everyone talking about the Delta variant? I don't really watch the news that much. I haven't been on Twitter as much as usual. But that could be a reason, an excuse to pass another round of stimulus. So one thing I wanted to take a look at was here back at Bitcoin. We're seeing a slight decline since I started this video with Bitcoin now at 29,600. Okay, so the top right here, this just looks so different compared to the top of, if it is the top, it looks so different compared to the top of 2017. All right, gonna go ahead and split this screen here. So this was interesting. So we saw the top over here around mid-April, okay? And then it has technically been April, May, June, July. It's been 3 months, okay, since we saw Bitcoin top, which is definitely interesting, okay? Let's go ahead and take a look at 2017 and Bitcoin topping over there. So right here, this was the top, okay? December 17th approximately. January, February, March, mid-March, where does that put us? Mid-March puts us right over here, which would have been, let's go ahead and look at it from a percentage perspective, all right? Let's get out that tool. So from here down to March 17th, the low of this candle, about here, 61%. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look over here at Bitcoin's current chart. We saw the high over here, and let's see here. The low has been about, what was it, 28? So 57%. Interesting, okay? Bitcoin has dropped about the same percentage in the same amount of time. But one thing that has me holding on with hope that we're still going to see a new all-time high at the end of the year is the fact of how it ended, right? This was a massive parabolic move, okay? Like, let me give you an example. Let's go 1 month leading up to the all-time high, okay? That puts us at about November 17th. Bitcoin went up 200% 30 days before it hit the all-time high. How about, let's see, April 14th. Let's get out that same tool. So where were we? April 14th. Actually, we're looking for March 14th here. So March 14th, Bitcoin went up 18%. So I was looking for that parabolic move to the upside as a signal that the top was in. So that is one perspective that makes me feel like that's not the case. We didn't see this insane move. Okay, so yesterday I brought up the Wall Street cheat sheet. I said that I was feeling complacent because I keep on talking about selling Bitcoin. I know I should be selling Bitcoin, and not just Bitcoin, but my other coins, right? It's been time to sell for a period of time. There's a massive buying opportunity coming up. So basically right here, I said that I was feeling complacent, but I never felt euphoria. I just didn't feel it. I mean, this right here, I don't understand how between like 29,000 and 20,000 I could feel anxiety, denial, and panic, and anger. I don't know. I guess last bull at the end of the last bear run, I was kind of slightly depressed because I was like, dang, just feel so poor. So that's kind of just what I wanted to mention from the emotional side, because sometimes you can gauge where you are in a market based solely on your emotion. So I always want to give you that perspective as well. So that is all I have for you today. As always, go out there and create a portfolio that you love. And please check out my links below of different referral codes so that you can get free cryptocurrency, and you can also support my channel in the process. So that is all I have for you today. As always, go out there and create a portfolio that you love.